Okay, morning guys, welcome to day 2 of week 3 of the Guildford City Fitness live stream. Thanks to everyone who watched the psychology talk live last night. Again, really great stuff from Ellen, really informative, some excellent points about different ways of keeping yourself motivated and trying to create little short-term goals to help lead to a bigger goal. And I think there's a lot of attitudes towards robustness that people think you're just born with. I think there's some really strong evidence there that suggests that if you haven't looked at how to develop mental resilience and things of that nature, that you should definitely be looking into it, especially now, because it's only going to help you. So, interesting. So, thanks again as always to everyone who's watching us, whether you're a swimmer or a parent from Guildford or whether you're from other clubs around the country. We're going to get going straight into the warm-up and then I'll run through the session as always. So we're going to start off today with a bit of jogging, because I think that's worked pretty well the last few days. So you're going to have 15 seconds today and then we'll rattle through the rest of it. So make sure you've had a drink and then we're going to get going with jogging on the spot. Okay, jogging on the spot then in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Like I said, just 15 seconds, wake your body up a little bit. Okay. 2, 1, relax. Then we'll go bent the arm across, 3 on each side. So yeah, it's always good to do a couple of the same things back to back. It's not the most interesting, but it gives you a chance to MOT yourself, see how you're feeling from one day to the next. Okay, then we'll go angry cat, happy cat. So breathe in on the angry, breathe out on the happy, push your belly button down as low as you can. So up and down would be 1 rep. And again, to make sure you get a nice uniform curve from top to bottom. Then we'll go back into jogging on the spot. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. You want that camera curve?
Yeah, just nearly dropped the camera. It's all good.
That's fine. Still less bloopers than I've got.
So is it really our videos if we don't have bloopers?
Okay, relax. And with the leg swings, use my nice new wall. So 6 each side on each leg, not including the build-up ones. And then make sure you're swinging them freely. The more you force them, the more mobility you lose, side to side. Okay, switch legs. I'm giving myself way too much credit. Okay, side to side again, second leg. I mean credit in terms of mobility, not leg length. Okay, and then we're going to go Jefferson toe touches, so hands overhead. I think I demonstrated it on the second video, but not the first, so the closer you go to a wall, the more you imagine you're trying to fit yourself into that really tight space to get the stretch that you need. So in 6 of those, make sure you round your back as much as you can, stay nice and tight. Okay, back into jogging here in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Again, if you're doing bouncing on the spot, make sure you push your feet, drive them into the floor, pull your toes up at the end. Okay, then relax. Then we'll go into scat press. IYTW after that. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Again, if you have resistance bands nearby and you want to get a bit more out of each rep, you can just put them under your hands and over your back. Some of you have seen before, I'll see if I can find one. But sort of like a mini push-up. And the more you drive and stretch the band, the more activation you'll get on those muscles there. Okay, IYTW. So again, different angles. You're going to go 3 in each position. Again, making sure that you reach with your shoulder blades as far as you can. And make sure you keep your wrists and elbows behind your eyes, in line with your ears, or even behind, as far as you can. Make sure you really squeeze at this part here. Okay, relax. And we'll go finish 30 off, 30-second jog. 2, 1, let's go. Because it's 30, we're going to throw in a couple of 3-second high knee bursts. First one in 2, 1, go. Relax. And then second one in 2, 1, go. Okay, one more to finish. In 2, 1, go. And relax there. So, warm up done. All the equipment you need for today's session is a chair to do bridges and a wall to do wall sits, weirdly enough. So you're going to start off, still 3 rounds of 40 seconds, wide push-ups, so hands outside shoulders, wall sit, so make sure I'm on the camera. Is that right?
Yeah.
I might do one over there just to demonstrate the back thing. So, minimum, heels under knees, hips in line with knee, so if I go over here. Like that, no gap in your back. Then you've got long bridges, so from the wall sit into your bridge position. So both sides, 40 seconds. Ideally long bridge today, so a bit further back than you were yesterday. And hold both sides. Normal plank. So again, normal, whether it's push up or forearm, just so long as your hands are marginally further in front of you than they would be normally. Then you've got bicycle crunch and dead bug. So again, you've got opposite knee to opposite elbow. And then dead bug, preferably double for the guys watching this video. Just make sure that your lower back doesn't come off the floor. And then finish off the round on high knees. So again, high knees. As long as you keep the pace consistent, doesn't have to be a sprint like the end of the warm-up. Just making sure that your knee comes up at least to hip height. So jogging on the spot, you'll be looking like this, but minimum that bit higher, just a bit more demand on your muscles, makes it a bit harder, a good way to finish off the round. So make sure you've got everything where you need it to be. Make sure before we get going that you've got a clear space to work in, that you're not going to knock anything or break anyone's furniture or your own furniture. Like, I'm prone to breaking mine, but Demi expects that at this point. But you're all going to be smarter about it than I am. Okay, everything else, make sure if you have any niggles or injuries as you go through, that you start to amend things. Don't be a hero with it, just make sure you're getting a good bit of work done. If you have to double up on things you can do, because you haven't got any wrist or ankle injuries that you're walking through, then do so. So, we're going to get going then. Wide push-ups. In 5 seconds. 2, 1, let's go. Halfway there, guys. So again, if you feel you're slowing down, switch into those eccentrics, and you just want to fire them out like this. It's always good to start that way, and then drop into the eccentrics, so you're getting a good mix of both types of muscle contraction. The last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, relax. Exercise 1 done, 10-second gap, and then we're going to go into wall sit, and then our bridges. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, cool. So 30 seconds left. Again, hands, put them wherever you want. Just make sure your lower back gets pushed into the wall. Almost push your heels away from you so you can get more of a muscular contraction. Start to burn a little bit more. You got 15 seconds left. Again, point with this is try and stay low. You're going from this into the bridges with high knees at the end. So you're going to see how well you can recover from the middle to the end and keep going. Relax. Bridge time. The 10-second gap. We're on left side bridge. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Again, main things with this then, make sure you control your breathing. So it's 3 isometric lower body holds. It's going to build up quite a lot of metabolites, quite a bit of lactic acid. Sorry, lactate. You have quite a lot of lactate build up. Your body's going to have to try and clear. Okay, that's 30 seconds in. 10 more seconds till we switch sides. Let's make sure if your cushion slips, you readjust yourself. 2, 1, relax. Other side. Really want to challenge yourself. Try not to flex and try and increase that clearance. 2, 1, let's go. Oh, yeah, a non-slip cushion. Yeah, make sure the opposite leg isn't doing too much. Just make sure it's not below the working foot. Get a little bit longer. Make sure you get a lot of squeeze from your hips. Make sure your elbows are off the floor. Whoop. So you're not cheating. In 2, 1, and relax. That's that out of the way. You're then going to go into a long plank. Then we can show me the cushion please. Miscalculation on my part. 2, 1, let's go. So again, last year we worked, a couple of us, on buzzsaw planks if you want to challenge yourself a bit more. So a buzzsaw would just be a transition from this to go over the top and then back. A bit more dynamic. If you start to struggle, as always, just maintain that regular plank position. We're going to push up, hands a bit further forward. I'm going to stop in 3, 2, 1. Leave that there. Then you go bicycle crunch and then dead bug. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Again, if you want, drop the legs. Go for rotational sit up. Rotational crunch, sorry. 5 seconds left. In 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, so from a rotational crunch type exercise into a hold, dynamic hold in 2, 1, dead bugs. So again, you can go single arm and leg, as long as you go 4 seconds out, really slow hold. Let's set back up. So this is just a way of bridging the gap between single arm and leg and a full and double. You should only progress to double if you can guarantee nothing, no daylight or anything is going to get between your back and the floor. Last 10 seconds. 2, 1, relax. I'm going to finish the round on high knees. Again, try and make sure that your knees come up past your hips the whole time. In 2, 1, let's go. So using the TV as a marker. Solid normal running. Make sure your heel comes nice and close to your hips. It's not always out in front. Last 10 seconds. 2, 1, relax. 2-minute break. So again, I know with high knees, people want to make sure they're putting a lot of speed into it, but for the purpose of this session, it's the knee lift that's going to give you the intensity. Because doing so is going to take a lot of body control and posture control to keep you on spot. Make sure that you're hitting this position consistently. It's a lot of strain on your hip flexors. Good kind of strain though, as long as you can handle it. As you've seen, if I cared about speed, I'd put in sprint bursts rather than just make it a whole 40 seconds. So you've got a better chance of succeeding and measuring your progress. So again, put in the comments, either on this thread or on Ellen's talk thread. So let us know what your favourite parts were. Maybe some ideas that you maybe had about trying to improve yourself and some goals that you think you're going to set over the next few weeks. Or even if you don't share them publicly with us, share them with your peers, with other people in your squad, with your parents, just so you've got some way of recording and measuring the things that you think you want to try and achieve over the next potentially month or so. And make sure you've got them somewhere written up that you're going to see them every day and remind yourself what you want to try and be better at today. So you've got another 45 seconds of resting. Hopefully you're smarter than me and you haven't sat down in the middle of the rest. It's much better to stay on your feet and keep walking around. Kind of like I said in the middle, the aim here with some of those hold positions is that doing it is going to give you a big build up. You're going to produce a lot of lactic acid. Your body's going to have to try really hard to convert that to lactate and remove it so you can recover more from high intensity efforts. So the last thing you want to do is help it, because you won't get as much adaptation. You'll get a lot more from the session if you try and avoid doing that. So back into my push-ups. Last little chance for a drink. And we're going to go, like I said, back into wide push-ups for 40 seconds in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, wide push-ups doesn't have to mean mega wide like this. Just a little bit wider than shoulder width. Last 13 seconds. Finish off on an eccentric drop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. 10 seconds off, going into wall sit. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. One thing that's pretty handy with this actually, if you've got someone that can distract you, passing a ball is a great way to get your mind off of how much your legs are going to start burning towards the end, but you're still going to get the same amount of work done. Just make sure as you're doing it that you're pushing your feet down and away from your back. Last 10 seconds. Make sure your back doesn't come away from the wall. Make sure you don't start to slip up as you go through. 3, 2, 1, relax. Into bridges. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So as always,
If you need to convert or amend this a little bit, you can start doing some raises. As long as your knee position and hip position don't change, make sure your elbows stay off the floor. I'm just holding my t-shirt down. Because it's quite easy to do this and pull your elbows down. It's much better to try a different variation, go a little closer, or you can then just go single leg on the floor and hold there. 2, 1, relax, switch sides. Stop breaking my own advice. Try not to flush your legs out. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Make sure your hips don't start to drop. Even that amount of drop, it's always better to go single leg on the ground. So you can pull your heel down, keep your hips up full height. Because every session you get through without feeling your hips helping, it's just one more session where you're going to reduce that sensation. It gets a lot harder to win it back. Last few seconds. We'll switch in 3, 2, 1. Relax into a long plank. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So again, not much difference between there and here, but it's enough to start challenging your parascapular strength, just a fancy name for all the muscles around your shoulder blades. Try and give you some more stability. Which if you had I don't like recommending them so much, a little bit longer, but bowsy balls, anything unstable, so we're trying to hold this body position, that lack of stability is going to really start to burn these muscles up a little bit more on top of what you're doing. 2, 1, relax. A bicycle crunch. Whoops. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. If you want to go for slow, hold your feet off the floor. Crunch the top of each position. Again, that'll help you. If you want to go rotational crunch, your feet in the air or feet on a higher surface. Again, makes it a little bit easier, but it means that you can prioritize that rotational pull, which is what makes this exercise different from some of the others. 3, 2, 1, relax. So dead bugs. So we're going to do them side on. Just make sure you're not going to smack anything. 2, 1, let's go. So again, a nice, slow, controlled single arm. It might seem redundant, but going from this position and snapping back up just makes it a little bit more challenging, because you've got to try and hold your body position while you return to normal. So if I do a shoddy one, so you've got to try and go into that position without lifting you back up. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, relax. High knee to finish off. Again, 40 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, 20 seconds in, halfway. Hold it for 10 more. 2, 1, relax. So again, 2 minutes off. Make sure you're taking drinks. So I hope, even though this is the older age group video, that you've seen the posts that have been sent around about the Easter egg decorating competition. I think it's been a really good way to, again, keep us together, make sure we're keeping track of what we're all doing, and just engage in what time of year it is outside of the coronavirus and everything else that's going on. And we ended up talking about it in the middle of yesterday's second video before it got sent out. So it's quite a coincidental tie-in. But as well, there's other things you can do. So it's really cool. Tonight, the performance squad are going to host a Zoom meeting at 5 o'clock so they can all do the challenges together. I think we've said it in the video before, but if you want to look at doing that, I know some of Joe's girls have been doing that in the morning sessions as well, which I think is really cool. It's just a nice way to fill the silence and keep motivating yourselves to work hard. So you've got another 40 seconds left on the break. Make sure you don't do what I did again, you sit down in the middle. Keep walking around, low intensity. Again, if you've managed to stay still during the recovery, and not shaking your legs, you're really going to start to reap benefits later on. Maybe not today, but in a few days' time, definitely. So one last chance for a drink before we go into round 3. Got 10 seconds till we go back into white push-ups. 5 seconds left, don't need you. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. "20 seconds left. If you have to. Better if you didn't. But if you're going onto your knees, make sure your hips stay low. Keep your stomach off the ground. Last 5 seconds. 2, 1, relax. Wall sits. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. As well, I've said in other videos, I prefer squat holds to wall sits because of that postural demand. A bit more core control involved. But for today, I really specifically just want to challenge your quads as hard as you can. Just to see what happens during your high knees. Okay, last 10 seconds. Concentrate on your breathing. 3, 2, 1, relax. Into bridges. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, hip height here is the major contributing factor. If you start to slip, go a bit closer. Just make sure this is up as high as it can be without pushing through your elbows. Even if you're using the stabilizers, it's much better to go back on the ground and just make sure you can keep feeling your hips, especially if you're doing a lot of running at the minute. Okay, a bit longer. 2, 1, relax. Other side. Very quick break. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So I'm pretty much designed to the fact that I'm going onto the floor. Just want to try and make sure I can match the amount of time I spent on the seat with both legs. Stop was about halfway. But at least I know I've got something to aim for next time. Okay, come up for the last 10 seconds. Just trying to get a squeeze in your hips. 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, home straight, 3 core exercises in the high knees. We're going to go bicycle long plank in 2, 1, let's go. And if your feet start to slip because your hands are in front, put them against something stable. Spread your feet a bit more. So you should only really be feeling it in your core and maybe a bit around your shoulder blades. Stopping in 3, 2, 1, relax. Bicycle crunch. So again, if you're putting yourself up against surfaces, make sure you get some more support, make sure they're stable and they're not going to move. 2, 1, let's go. So I'm going to So again, for all the ones watching, I'm starting to feel the bicycle crunch a lot more around my lower back. Bit of weird clicking going on. So with my feet up, I've stabilised my pelvis, makes it a bit easier to get through. I can concentrate, then I'm just pulling my shoulder towards my hip. Challenge your obliques a lot more. Okay, well then we're going to stop in 3, 2, 1. Stop there. So dead bugs. Diagonal again in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Again. So let's count down 3 seconds there. Couple of seconds hold. Big fast pull. So the longer you spend with your body weight extended around your core, the more challenging it becomes to hold your back position. 3, 2, 1, relax. Finish on high knees, last exercise of the session. Make sure you stay strong. I'm going in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, about halfway through now. Okay, last 10 seconds, guys. Finish strong. Three, 2, 1, relax. Good job, everyone. Make sure you get drinks, walk around. So basically breathing goes back to normal-ish. And then go straight into stretching. Start with your quads in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Ooh. So this will start to feel pretty good after all that. But weirdly, because you're stretching out all your blood vessels and your circulatory system, it actually gives less room for blood to get through. So it's going to reduce that lactate clearance. So you're still getting a benefit both from recovery and from work. Switch sides. So again, as always, 30 seconds per muscle. Go through the normal routine and it'll start to begin that recovery phase and actually help start to inform what you think you need to do later on. Three, 2, 1, relax. So a single leg hamstring stretch with good posture, foot against the wall. 2, 1, Go. Again, point your toes if you feel too much in your calf. So with sessions like this, the benefit you get in terms of static stretching is mainly about beginning that recovery process. That stretch stimulus is going to start sending signals to your brain to start getting it to begin those processes. Okay, switch sides. So again, you can start trying to pull your toes towards you. You might start to feel like you're impinging, or you're feeling a bit of a strain behind your knees. Because you are. I don't think impinging is the right word, but it starts to impact your sciatic nerve. So keep your toes pointed. And just pull yourself down a bit more, go straight back. So that goes to the standing hamstring stretch as well. If you reach down with your toes up and you feel it here, point your toes, it will relax that a little bit more. Okay, relax. Hip stretch. Standard kneeling in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So again, for those that didn't see my awkward demo yesterday, at the end of the video too, table's not here so I can't give you the same laugh. But a lot of people will say they don't feel the stretch, and that's why they start to do this and relax the core. You've got to try and hold your core position while you stretch this muscle, because if this one stays tight and you don't want it to, it'll start to affect the height of the upbeat on your kicks. So if you keep that supple whilst holding your body position, it'll improve your range of motion, it'll give you more power, because you've got a bigger range of motion, it'll help it to recover faster. So switch sides. Roll 1, 2, 1, let's go. And again, that's especially true if you find you've got one side that's tighter than the other one. It's more important to keep that alignment from the top of your head through to your knee. Try and get your hips in front of your knee as best you can. So even if you stay there and squeeze your hips, all that stretch should be localized to just the very front section of your hip. Increase it if you can. In 2, 1, relax. Okay, onto lats. So, use the door frame again. So, single arm partner stretch. In 2, 1, go. Don't pull the door open. Push yourself down. Push your hips. So left hand up. Push your hips towards the left. And from this way, I'm going to twist away from the camera because it's single arm. So hips are going away from the camera. I'm going to try and turn this Guildford logo away from the camera too. And relax. Switch sides. Again, if you feel that relaxing your back gives you more stretch, then try it. 2, 1, go. So down. Start to push hips away from hand. Twist a bit without opening the door. But if you find that doing almost a little bit of an angry cat, so from here, if you angry cat your upper back, you might feel more of the stretch around the top half of your lat, because again, you're separating, your ribs are arching, so it increases the distance from here to the middle part. It's worth doing all of them as long as you're in control of what you're doing. And relax, and then chest stretch. Go with the classic. So left foot forward, right hand up, and then twist away. So again, so I'm trying to get this tier logo on my top, away from my right elbow. Lean forward a little bit if you think it helps. So if you think going from
this into that, gives you a bit more benefit, go for it. The point I'm always trying to make with these videos, with these parts of the video, sorry, is that people will always argue that I don't feel this way, I feel a different way, and that's fine, relax. But people don't necessarily try everything. Oh, I've dug myself into a corner here. Sorry. But the main thing is about understanding what these little changes do and why. So everyone has to copy the same positions so that you can then put your amendments on top. So that if it doesn't work one day, you know what else you can try. So it just adds strings to your bow. Especially if you pick up an injury, at some point you might not want to do that stretch because it feels uncomfortable. And then what happens then is those muscles will tighten up some more, or you'll feel more tight, so then your body will start to adapt even more. It just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Relax. Okay, that'll do for recovery. So today's challenge, you've got the descending rounds. So you've got 3 exercises, 10 reps of each, descending from 10 per round, 9 per round, 8, 7, 6, all the way down to 1. And it's the adaptability challenge. So 10 star jumps into 10 up downs into 10 sky crunches. So again, star jumps, you know, up downs for people that haven't seen before. You're going to go from a press up plank into a forearm plank. So from there and back up equals 1 rep. And then sky crunch is just a normal crunch of your feet here. Ideally, streamline. So you do 10 of each in that order, then 9, then 8. As soon as you finish your final sky crunch, stop your timer, share your time within your group or share them online. Make sure you go hashtag GCSC so we can see it, hashtag the squad name, and then hashtag adaptability for today. And unless someone has something to say in the comments, I'm going to finish off by again just reiterating, please have a look at Ellen's video around resilience during the coronavirus, and then also tomorrow make sure you're available to watch Kate's Nutrition Talk, same place, the Guildford City Facebook channel live, and it'll then be on the YouTube channel for you to watch later on. So, good morning from me, thanks again for watching, and then from everyone at Guildford City, have a great day.